Hello everybody, this is Retail Evolution, and I'm going to take you on a tour throughout the history of Rolling Acres Mall. Construction on the mall started in the early 1970s, with the main developer of the property being Forest City Enterprises, a real estate investment trust, which is known for many investments in other retail projects. The mall was finally completed on August 6, 1975, with 21 retail stores, which included Rite Aid, Walden Books, GNC, and Joann Fabrics. The mall also had a Sears as an anchor store. The mall was soon expanded with a JCPenney anchor added just a few months later, in January of 1976. Throughout the 1970s, the mall added a movie theater as well as two more anchor stores, Montgomery Ward and O'Neill's, as well as an additional wing known as Promenade, which greatly increased the number of stores in the mall. The mall ended up becoming a massive success with high occupancy rates as well as thousands of daily shoppers. At times, especially around the holidays, the mall's massive parking lot was completely filled to capacity. It should be mentioned that back then, the city of Akron was in much better shape than it is today, filled with many industries, including the automotive industry. Throughout the 1980s and 1990s, the mall continued to see success. However, there are many anchor changes. Montgomery Ward was replaced by Higbee's in 1986, and O'Neill's ended up being replaced by May Company Ohio in 1989. Soon after, in 1993, the Higbee's was replaced by Dillard's, and May Company Ohio was replaced by Kaufmann's. Unfortunately, throughout the 80s and 90s, Akron also started to lose a lot of its industries. This led to a steep decline in the population of Akron and caused poverty rates to increase. As a result, the mall started to lose customers, and to make matters worse, it got a reputation for having a lot of crime and not being safe for shoppers. This reputation, along with better competition nearby, such as for malls like Chapel Hill Mall, would end up plaguing the mall. The fifth and final anchor to be added to the store was Target in 1995. This was also when the mall reached its peak. Soon after, the mall started to lose tenants. By 2000, the mall ended up being sold to Bankers Trust of America for $33.5 million, but ended up selling it just 2 years later in 2002 for only $2.75 million. This just shows the rapid deterioration of the mall by this time. It was also commonplace to see empty storefronts all around the mall. By 2006, the mall was in really bad shape. One of their anchor stores, Target, announced that they were relocating to another location, and Dillard's announced that they would close their store by August. The Kaufmann's location was also closing, but they would be rebranded as a Macy's. By 2007, the mall was hanging on by a thread, with only a 12% occupancy rate. By this point, there were entire sections of the mall devoid of any stores. 2008 proved to be the final year for this mall, as Macy's closed in early 2008, leaving the mall with only two anchor stores, JCPenney and Sears. Only 8 of the 140 plus stores in the mall still remained open. It should also be noted that during this time period, the mall had many maintenance issues, such as a badly damaged roof that caused leaking throughout the mall. Unable to afford to pay for these issues, the mall simply put buckets under the leaks and removed wet ceiling tiles. By October of 2008, Rolling Acres Mall was unable to find money to pay for their electricity bill, and power was cut on the 31st of that month, leading to the permanent closure of the mall. JCPenney and Sears would remain open, however, leaving these two stores as the last remaining retailers attached to the mall. Unfortunately, after the mall closed, it had little to no security, and as a result, the mall began to be vandalized very soon. Many of the windows were shattered, and any copper fixtures were stolen. A man was actually electrocuted to death in 2011 when he tried to steal copper wires. In April of 2011, Sears closed, and on December 31st of 2013, JCPenney closed their doors for the final time, leaving the mall completely empty of any retailers. Believe it or not, by 2014, the mall did have many businesses occupying their former anchor stores. The old Target had become a Storage of America. The former Sears became a Pinnacle recycling facility. The former Dillard's became a storage company called Old Main Storage. And the Macy's was actually still being used by the company to store merchandise. Even with all of these businesses attached to the vacant mall, it continued to be trashed. It was littered with graffiti, shot out skylights, bullet holes, and broken glass, as well as mold. By 2016, the mall was finally taken over by the city of Akron, after its previous owner was unable to pay taxes on the property. Once the city took control of the mall, they immediately began to demolish the inner mall, along with the former JCPenney. By 2019, 3 other anchor stores were acquired and also demolished, leaving the former Sears as the last remnant of the former mall. By 2019, Amazon had decided to build a distribution center on the grounds of the former mall. On November 1st, 2020, the distribution center opened, providing up to 1,500 jobs for Akron residents. Rolling Acres Mall has truly become a poster child for failing malls and retail. Hopefully the memories of this mall will live on in the minds of those who visited it over its 35-year history. So what do you guys think? Do you think Rolling Acres Mall could have been saved, or do you think it was destined to fail from the beginning? Please let me know in the comments down below. And thanks for watching. Have a great day.